Good afternoon. My name is Ardalan Kangarlu. I'm a senior engineer in the NetApp Open Ecosystem team. I started Project Trident about 3 years ago at NetApp. And besides working on Trident, I represent NetApp at the Kubernetes Storage Special Interest Group. This is the body that decides Kubernetes storage roadmap, new features. So we've heard Trident multiple times today, so I'm going to explain very shortly what Trident is, what it does. So in a traditional IT environment, if somebody wants to create a volume, clone a volume, snapshot a volume, resize a volume, they have to contact their IT admins through email or IT ticket, and this process can take a few hours, few days, sometimes a few weeks, based on how busy the admins are. So the goal with Trident is to make these tasks self-service. So anyone can undertake these tasks. The admin's job is to define the policies for these operations, and the automation provided by Trident takes care of everything else. So I'm sure this audience knows already about microservices, automation, and hybrid cloud. This is just to tell you why NetApp is active in this space. So containers are leading to a new class of applications, commonly referred to as cloud-native applications, using the microservices architecture. Each microservice refers to a unit of software that is loosely coupled. It can be tested, scaled, deployed, scaled independently from the rest of your application. There is DevOps, which is a set of software engineering practices that streamline workflows between developers, QA, and operation engineers. A big part of DevOps is automation. So you can deploy code very efficiently, reliably, from the dev side to the ops. And container orchestration frameworks like Kubernetes, they're at the forefront of enabling hybrid IT. This is why NetApp bought Stackpoint Cloud a few months ago to offer its own Kubernetes service. So if you've never heard of Kubernetes, it's a big deal. It's, according to Linux Foundation, it's the second most popular project, open source project after Linux. And of all the projects that are listed on the GitHub, Kubernetes is either at the top or near the top in terms of reviews and discussions. So here you can see high-profile projects like Ansible, Node.js, Rust, TensorFlow, VS Code. So this is a very good company. So what is Trident? Trident is the storage orchestrator that makes consuming NetApp storage possible from these container orchestrators. So on the left, we have Kubernetes, distributions of Kubernetes like Rancher, Docker Swarm, OpenShift from Red Hat, soon IBM, and hosted Kubernetes services like Azure AKS, Amazon EKS, and obviously NetApp's own Kubernetes service. And on the right, we have all the platforms that Trident supports. So we have ONTAP, SolidFire, HCI, E-Series, Cloud Volume ONTAP, and as just demoed by Clinton, soon we're going to release support for Cloud Volumes. So Trident's open source is free. You can download it from GitHub. We release Trident every 3 months. It started as an external provision for OpenShift and Kubernetes. And now it can also serve as a Docker Volume plugin and as a CSI plugin. So I'll talk about these in my talk at length. So if you want to know more about what CSI is, what's Container Storage Interface, please come to my talk. So in this demo, I'm going to show you how one can use Trident to clone volumes and to resize them. So Amit already showed you cloning, so I may skip that part of it. All right, since Amit already showed the clone part, let me fast forward to volume resize. So imagine, let's say you have a volume provision and you find out that this volume is too small. If you have to expand that volume right now, the best you can do is to contact your storage admin, your IT admin to do the job for you. With Trident, you as a user of Kubernetes, you can do that job yourself. So let's see how it's done. Okay, this doesn't work. All right, so here I have an application. It's called Nginx Clone. It has a volume of size 2 gig. So if I run df inside the application, I can see that indeed that share, which was provisioned by Trident, is 2 gig. So let's say I want to double the size of this volume to 4 gigabytes. This is done by editing the persistent volume claim object in Kubernetes. So I just have to modify the object definition and change the size from 2 gig to 4 gig. Once I save the new configuration, Trident automatically behind the scene changes the size of the volume to 4 gig. This happened instantaneously. And I can validate that indeed the volume was expanded to 4 gig. So resizing volume was pretty easy. Same thing goes with provisioning, deprovisioning, cloning. I'll show them at my talk. Also, once Trident makes these operations self-service, it's important that users can troubleshoot these operations in a self-service manner too. So whenever Trident does something, it issues an event on the object. So in this case, you see a message that Trident successfully resized the volume or provisioned the volume. And in case it fails, users can see what went wrong.
Can I push that kind of events to a Logstash or something, some logging mechanism?
So it's up to you. These events are posted to Kubernetes API objects. You can write your own solution that would fetch these logs and process them. It's up to you. So with that said, if you would like to know more about Trident, please come to my talk tomorrow and Wednesday morning. It's the first talk, Best Practices for Trident. And there are talks about Trident integration with OpenShift and Cloud Volume Services. I, along with other developers who work on Trident, will be at the Trident booth at Inside Central. And if you would like to reach us, you can reach us through Slack. There you can find me and other developers and other customers who are using Trident. We also have a website called netapp.io. There you can find blog posts about Trident, new features that are coming, and obviously the GitHub page. Thank you.